13 News Now at noon starts in storm mode. Right now, the team of the most trusted meteorologists in Hampton Roads are tracking several severe weather warnings in Hampton Roads and in North Carolina right now. And that's as we are just 2 hours away from the start of Virginia Beach native Pharrell Williams' Something in the Water Festival. You can see right there, the stage is set, the lights are working, the buzz is growing. But Tim is here now with the latest on the forecast for the first night of the highly anticipated festival. So Tim, what can we expect?
Yeah, let's first talk about what's going on with the severe weather. We have that severe thunderstorm warning moving on in, and of course these storms will be pushing east, so of course I think it will be impacting the event as it gets underway later on this afternoon. But an update if anything changes here, but for now we'll send it back over to you, Ashley.
Okay, Tim, all eyes on the forecast ahead of the festival. Now when you're getting ready to head to the venue, there are some things you can and cannot bring. 13 News Now anchor Janet Roach is here with the latest.
All right, Ashley, here's what you can and cannot bring with you. First of all, towels and sunscreen. There we go. Small bags, empty water bottles, prescription medications, and earplugs. They're also okay as well. Now, here's what you need to leave at home. Don't bother to bring professional camera gear. That won't make it past security. Neither will umbrellas, metal bottles, coolers, or chairs. Aerosol cans like sunscreen or deodorant also are not allowed. And remember, there will be metal detectors at the entrances. Janet Roach, 13 News Now. Back to you, Ashley.
Okay, Janet, thank you for that. Now, businesses will be booming for the stores and the restaurants all along the boardwalk and across parts of the largest city in Virginia. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton joins us now live from the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Allie.
Well, Ashley, everyone is ready. The excitement is building up, and a lot of people are already coming to the boardwalk just to hang out and see what all there is. If you take a look behind me, you can see there's this huge big bus. It's a super cool sky live in Virginia Beach. It's aimed towards high school students. Now, this isn't the only thing that's going on down here. There's a lot of other things like musicians down here at the oceanfront just playing their music as people walk by. Now, business owners say they are prepared. They are ready and excited. Extra staff members are working. Many of them say 12-hour shifts. And as for the food, owners say they brought their shipments in earlier this week just so they made sure that they didn't have to make another shipment earlier or this weekend. Now, special projects leader for the city, Brian Solis, says the majority of people coming to this festival this weekend are from Virginia. Today, I met two men from Norfolk, and they tell me they're staying in their homes in Ocean View and plan to drive here every single day. Both of them say they couldn't miss the first Something in the Water Festival.
Today I'm trying to see Uzi and Migos, but they got everybody. Like, I've never seen Dave Matthews Band live or Diplo, people like that. Snoop Dogg, Pharrell and all his friends. Missy Elliott's gonna come and tear the scene down. I already know it, but it's gonna be a scene.
Now, city leaders continue to say that parking is going to be limited if you're coming down here for the festival. Other options is you can bike, you can ride the bus, you can take a trolley. There's a lot of other options. People are actually biking down here now, getting ready for the festival. Live in Virginia Beach, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
It's like they're getting ready down there, Allie. Thank you. Now, more than 70,000 people are expected to pack the oceanfront for the festival. And if something goes wrong, Centera will be there to help. They're setting up a mobile ER along 8th Street. And 13 News Now reporter Megan Shin joins us live from there. Megan, what can you tell us?
Well, as you guys know, this is the largest festival the city of Virginia Beach has seen to date. So Centera Trauma Team set up these two tents where people who are not feeling well can come here, lay on these beds, and people who are feeling worse and seriously sick can go way back to the x-ray or out the door to catch an ambulance to the hospital immediately.
1, 2, 3.
At 6:30 this morning, the trauma team from Centera Virginia Beach General Hospital got straight to work.
Once again, this mobile ER is here on 8th Street along the oceanfront, you guys. And if you need the times for this festival ER and when it's open, you can just go to 13newsnow.com and click on the tab for Something in the Water. Live at the Virginia Beach oceanfront, I'm Megan Shin, 13 News Now.
Valuable information down there at the oceanfront. Megan, thank you. We turn to a live look over the Virginia Beach oceanfront. There's the main stage for Something in the Water. We'll have more on the festival later on 13 News Now at noon. Stay with us. We'll be right back. A deadly freeway crash in Denver involving at least 28 vehicles turned a highway into what looked like an inferno. ABC's Zareen Shaw has what we know about the truck driver and police say started the whole thing.
It was a freeway fire so intense.
There is a complete fire. Things are exploding.
A day later, Denver authorities still can't say how many people are dead.
Zareen Shaw, ABC News, New York.
Turning now to a live look over Washington, D.C. Still ahead, former Vice President Joe Biden gave his first interview since announcing he's running for president. We'll hear from him next. Joe Biden is out on the campaign trail today, appearing on The View and facing questions about his long record of public service, including presiding over Dr. Anita Hill's Senate testimony as President Trump weighs in. ABC's Lana Zak is in Washington with the latest.
Joe Biden's pitch to voters is that the most important thing is to defeat President Trump.
Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
Well, turning now to a live look at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. In just a few hours, artists are going to take that stage, the main stage there, to perform. So who's playing the festival today? Here's a look at the lineup. The venue opens at 2 this afternoon, just under 2 hours. Radiant Children will kick things off, followed by Masego, then Maggie Rogers, Lil Uzi Vert, Janelle Monáe, Migos, Dave Matthews Band, and Pharrell and Friends. And then Diplo will close out the night at 10:30. Time now to get a check of your forecast ahead of the start of the festival. How's it going to look for today, Tim?
You know, we're watching some storms out there now. We talked about how around the lunch hour we start to see these very heavy downpours and storms developing. And look at that. There they are. 72 on Saturday, sunny, 80 on Sunday, and then a little bit cooler on Monday again before we bring back the warmth and humidity and chance of afternoon storms. Pretty much a summertime setup for midweek. Okay, Tim, thank you. And we just got an update actually from Something in the Water. They tweeted out that due to the weather, the opening of the doors has been delayed. Okay. So we'll certainly keep a close watch on how things shape up and how this weather is impacting the festival. Absolutely. Thank you. All right, so 13 News Now at noon will continue here in just a moment. The Chesapeake Humane Society is getting ready to have its 5K and 1 mile doggy dash. We're going to tell you about this year's fun coming up. All right, welcome back. Since we last spoke 5 minutes ago, we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about, and this includes Virginia Beach and out to the ocean front. Here's a live look at radar right now. We'll get a close-up inspection here. Notice it does encompass the entire city of Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, and that has been extended from that same thunderstorm cell that we were watching earlier up until around 1 o'clock, 1:30 this afternoon. So again, it is a rather slow-moving cell, kind of drifting off to the north and east. It is this cell itself moving at 35, but the whole line itself isn't pushing that much farther to the east there. Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Virginia Beach, so keep that in mind. Here's a close-up look of the ocean front out there by the Something in the Water Festival, and Ashley was just saying they actually delayed opening of the gates there because of the impending severe weather, but nothing falling there right now, but it is just back off towards the west in portions of Norfolk and over in the western parts of Chesapeake as well. So that's the latest update there. Severe thunderstorm warning for Virginia Beach now until 1:30, as much of South Side under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. I'll have another update for you in just a few minutes. For now, we'll send it over to Ashley. Okay, Tim, thank you. And a quick heads up to Something in the Water, just saying the park and ride shuttles at the amphitheater are being held until further notice as well. We'll keep you updated on this. For now, we switch gears because we have a cutie here. Hi, sweetheart. The Chesapeake Humane Society is getting ready for its annual 5K and 1 mile doggy dash. Talking about this now is Allison Ficino, and you've brought with you?
This is Bella.
Bella, what a sweetheart. Okay, before, I'm assuming that while you're there, if you would like to, take someone home very much like Bella, you can certainly do so there?
Absolutely. We will have adoptable pets on site from Chesapeake Humane Society and from Chesapeake Animal Services. Bella is one of our adoptable pets. She's a 3 or so year old Jack Russell Terrier. She's very sweet, loves kids, loves other animals, and she will definitely be ready to have fun at that event.
She's so cute. Oh my goodness, I'm going to take you home myself. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And all this information on 13newsnow.com. We'll be right back. Hi, baby. Thank you for joining us for 13 News Now at noon. We begin this half hour in storm mode. So Tim is back now with another update on the forecast. Tim, what can you tell us about this storm?
You know, we had a little bit of some sunshine this morning, and that was enough to kind of really cook things up. So we saw a few storms develop, and they turned severe. We have one lone severe thunderstorm warning now, but it does encompass a very large area, and much of south side. It was one that was behind it was just expired, but this one's up until 1:30. Still at risk for an isolated tornado, and we've seen some hail already, so that risk is there as well. We'll talk more about that and any more updates if there's any other storms coming on through in just a few minutes. For now, let's go over to Rochelle for a check on the traffic heading out to the festival.
Yeah, let's take a look. I-264 Witch Duck Road. This is the interstate heading toward the ocean front. Traffic moving fine, but I want to bring your attention to one thing. This light pole right here, I've been watching the past couple of minutes. It is swaying in the wind, so we also have some wind, even though there is no rain right now back toward that part of Virginia Beach. I did put the radar on the traffic network, so you're seeing some of that heavy rain back towards Chesapeake, Norfolk, and Portsmouth. But as you head farther east on the interstate or any route to the interstate, whether you're taking Virginia Beach Boulevard or even heading up toward Laskin Road and Hilltop area, no rain at this point. However, we are still dealing with some strong winds out there, and we're anticipating, as Tim said, that rain to push eastward, and that could cause some issues for anyone traveling to the oceanfront for something in the water. Ashley?
Okay, Rochelle, thank you. And of course, that weather already impacting the start of the festival or the opening of the doors. We'll keep you posted on that. Once again, though, here's a list of the things that you should leave at home if you're heading to the festival. You cannot bring umbrellas, metal bottles, coolers, and chairs. Neither can you bring aerosol cans like sunscreen or deodorant. You'll also want to leave any professional camera gear at home. Well, the clock is ticking on when the venue opens for festival goers, and that means thousands of people are getting ready to descend upon the boardwalk once the doors do open. If you're still trying to figure out how you're going to get there, at this point, time is running out. So here's a look at your options. If you're driving in, the city is asking that you park once and avoid moving if you can. There will also be ride sharing available. There's a designated pickup and drop-off spot at the convention center. If you were hoping to use the park and ride shuttles at the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, at this point you're out of luck. All those passes have sold out, so don't go there unless you've got one of those passes. Now, once you're at the oceanfront, there will be trolleys taking people to different festival events, or consider using a bike to get around. Well, if you didn't get a wristband, no worries. Even if you don't have a pass to the festival, you can still join in on the fun, like the Timberland Pop-Up Park on 17th. They'll be providing games and giveaways, coffee and water, all for free. And then there's the Art Walk on 12th Street, where global and local artists will come together and create installations themed around Virginia Beach. We spoke with locals who were excited to get involved, even if the music isn't for them.
A lot of people don't necessarily like all the, necessarily the music, but there's so much other things going on down here that are fun. It's a great place to people watch.
And then on Sunday morning, right on the beach near 21st Street, everyone is invited to the pop-up church. And we do want to give you a heads up, something in the water saying the programming at the convention center will continue as planned. There's a look at the main stage. We'll be right back. All right, we are back now with an update at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Officials are now clearing people off the beach as this weather moves through. We do not know where exactly they are going. They are just told to clear the beach at this point. We do know that the doors, the opening of the doors for something in the water has been delayed because of the weather. The park and ride shuttles at the amphitheater are being held until further notice, but we do understand the programming at the convention center will continue as planned for now. Again, the beach is being cleared as this weather moves through. We'll check in with Tim coming up in the next few minutes. Well, the measles emergency continues, and there are now massive quarantines at 2 universities in Los Angeles. ABC's Matt Gutman has more.
One person with a confirmed measles case can expose thousands of people,
making it very difficult to stop. Now the CDC says roughly 700 measles cases have been reported across the U.S.
Still ahead on 13 News Now at noon, we bring you the latest money headlines, including a change to Amazon shipping. We are back now with some money headlines. If 2-day shipping isn't fast enough for you, Amazon has a new deal. It now says Prime members will start getting 1-day shipping instead of 2. There's no timeline yet, but Amazon says it plans to spend $800 million on the project in the second quarter alone. Tim has the final check on your forecast. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. We've got a pretty interesting and very active lunch hour shaping up across much of Hampton Roads. The line that developed out towards Franklin has been slowly, very slowly edging its way off towards the east. Let's get a closer inspection here. We're going to start off down on the southern tier of this line and then move our way northward. So Edenton area right now, not under any severe thunderstorm warning. You are actually just to the east of any of that severe weather right now and the strongest or the heaviest of the rain. But as we move off to the north, we're looking at Coral Peak area over towards Bear Quarter. A very heavy rain. And this is also the area up under a severe thunderstorm warning, up for now another 45 minutes until 1:30. Lynch's Corner as well. We'll get even a closer inspection here, give you some of the smaller towns and cities in the bunch here that are maybe getting locked out by the map. But Kellogg's Fork, very heavy rain over you right now. Again, we are in North Carolina, Acorn Hill area there. We'll move a little farther north and cross the state line into southern parts of Virginia. We're going to start to see the Great Dismal Swamp now on the eastern side of the heaviest of the rain as we push a little bit closer towards the West Landing area, Bear Quarter, moving off to the north here up towards, southern side of Norfolk area, northern side of Chesapeake, over towards Great Bridge, Western Branch. Evan was telling me earlier, actually, that we had a report there of ping pong ball sized hail coming on down. So let's look at the history of some of the hail on here with our hail tracker tool, and that'll show us where the areas are most likely seeing some hail. Again, this is radar indicated. This isn't really picking up on a lot of that right now, but we do have the purple showing up here over the Great Dismal Swamp, right over the state line. In fact, some of the greatest returns here, that darker blue shading you see here just south of Bear Quarter, indicating some hail there, likely in some sizes here. In fact, we can put some numbers on it here to give you an indication of exactly what we're seeing in those particular areas. 0.9-inch diameter hail. Again, this is a little bit higher up. It does melt as it makes its way to the surface, but gives you some indication there and gives you some verification of those areas that actually did see some of that hail out there. Let's throw radar back on up here and show you where the rain is heaviest. Again, that hail is embedded in some of the heaviest of the downpours. So really right over Chesapeake right now, seeing a lot of very heavy rain. And this rain is pretty much over the same area for a large duration of time, like over downtown Norfolk. And you know what happens when we get heavy rain over Norfolk. A lot of flooding, poor drainage areas there, likely seeing some ponding on the roadway. So keep that in mind. It is a lunch hour. Maybe you're getting your friends together to gather out and go get some lunch. Keep that in mind there. It is now pushing on the eastern side there in the western parts of Virginia Beach. In fact, let's get a check in here. There's something in the water festival out there at the ocean front. It looks like still nothing falling there right now, but it is just off towards your west there, and that is approaching and pretty much driving right along the 264 corridor there. But again, there are severe thunderstorm warnings up here in that yellow box. This one here that includes much of Southside and Virginia Beach itself is up until 1:30, and we just had one that was issued for the southern tip of the eastern shore, and that one is up until 1:15 this afternoon, so for about another 20-25 minutes or so, and that includes Cape Charles area and seeing some of that heaviest rain there, some thunder, and a good amount of lightning as well. But I want to show you one more thing here. We'll blow it back out to the full image and throw on some reports here, because there's been very strong wind gust reports as well as the hail reports that we saw earlier. So there's some of those flaring on up here, and we'll put some numbers on it here and show you what's going on. So Saunders, we saw some trees down there in Suffolk, right across the road there. Some more tree damage indicated over here. In Como, tree down in Browse. And, if we can get some hail reports pop up here, I think, 0.7-inch hail returns there. Estimated wind gusts in addition to the hail of over 60 miles per hour. So certainly verified that severe weather outbreak there, and we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. Let's go back over to radar, give you one more image here before we move on a little bit more. But there's the severe thunderstorm warnings for 1:30 south side here, 1:15 along the eastern shore, and of course Hampton's still included in that as well, as this whole line moving a little bit farther off towards the east. In fact, one more thing, let's put a track on it for you now and show you exactly where that is moving. Just off towards the northeast around 35 miles per hour, and there's some of the areas that could be under the gun here. Virginia Beach ocean front. So the gates were supposed to open at 2 o'clock for the Something in the Water Festival, but that has been delayed, and it's supposed to approach there at around 1:12 this afternoon. Bigger picture, first line moving on through the area right now with that severe weather. Back off towards the west. If we get a break in that cloud cover, and we get some sunshine, like is being indicated there, we're going to see a whole nother round, all courtesy of the cold front that's just off towards the west there. Live look outside, plenty of rain coming on down to downtown Norfolk. Warm, windy, and a muggy day out there, and that rain just adding to that tropical feel to the air. Thunderstorms becoming more widespread and severe. What we're seeing now is pretty isolated. Later today, it's going to be more widespread, and we have a beautiful weekend ahead, so that's the positive once we get past this afternoon. So here's that area we're watching right now. Watch as things evolve and kind of blossom over the rest of the afternoon. The daytime heating really getting underway, and look back off to our west. It's all building on in, and it's going to be with us through that evening commute. So if you can get out the door a little bit earlier, that may be in your best interest. Give you a little extra time on the roadways there. And as we approach the evening, 9, 10 o'clock, things start to wind down, quiet down. Skies will clear on out, and by Saturday morning, going to wake up and have a beautiful day to look forward to. So the enhanced risk, we are now at a level 3. Okay, this morning we were at a level 2 in the yellow, which part of the area is still under. We have the orange now, that's pretty much the state line, points north of there. South side, peninsula, eastern shore, all under that level 3 risk. What does that mean? Conditions are a little bit more conducive for these storms to take advantage of and grow in strength. Case in point, what we're seeing right now. So that's what we're looking forward to the rest of the afternoon here. So winds gusting 50 to 70 miles per hour, verified, has already happened. Flooding, yeah, we're seeing some possible flooding out there with the heavy rain, so verified. Tornado risk is still there. We haven't seen any tornado warnings, any indications of one, so that's good news. But hail, certainly have increased that to minor to even moderate, with ping pong ball size hail being reported. So temperatures outside right now, 76 in Norfolk. Rain cooled air out in Franklin still, 66, but they have been bouncing back. They were at 62 just last check, so it is warming back up, and that's priming the atmosphere for round number 2. 79 in Portsmouth, 79 in Elizabeth City, 69 up in Wachapreague. So if you are heading out to the festival, again, the opening at 2 o'clock has been delayed. In fact, they've already evacuated everybody off the beach there because there's lightning in the vicinity. By 5 p.m., we're cooling things down a little bit, still have that risk of severe weather. And as you head into tomorrow, if you have tickets for tomorrow, look, be real good. Even Sunday, too. Both Saturday and Sunday looking great. So 2/3 of the festival looking great weather-wise. So 80 today. Windy, increasing those clouds. We've already seen, probably going to see some breaks in that cloud deck, leading to more heating and popping us back up to around 80, priming us for more storms. Those winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. And then tonight, once everything kicks out of here, 54. Clearing skies and cool, 54 degrees. That'll feel nice. You can open up the windows and give the air conditioners a bit of a break because the humidity will be gone too. 72 degrees as we get on over towards 72 on Saturday. It's going to be a nice day with my pick of the week. By Sunday, we're at 80, partly cloudy, 68 on Monday, and 83 on Tuesday. But let's go back and revisit what's going on here in terms of our severe weather that's brewing in a lot of the area right now. Let's